Welcome to readtheticker.com. Today we're going to talk about the swing scanner and the alerts within the swing scanner. Within the swing scanner we have a link called cheat sheet. In that cheat sheet is a quick summary of some of the standard and custom indicators that are used within the swing scanner. For example, here's an image of the swing scanner, and underneath it we have 6 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That represent columns, and below is some text explaining the alerts in each column. Firstly, let's look at the first 2 columns. Basically, it's called current lag short, current lag long. That is the Liguri indicator. I can pronounce that correctly. Forgive me if I haven't. Basically, we look at an indicator of long and short lag. The long is 9.9, sorry, and the short is 0.65. What we do there is, for example, we take a chart like Apple. This is the lag with a 0.9 and 0.65. Now the red line is the long trend. So when the red line is solid, it's a solid uptrend, and when the red line is down, it's a solid downtrend. For example, a bullish situation would be very much here. Once the trend breaks the 0.7, the bullish situation changes. We might have a bullish situation here. Bearish situations is when the red line are below the minus 30 and we get a spike in the blue line. So here we have a very bearish situation, and here we have another very bearish situation. And here the red line, as the red line is below 30, it's another very bearish situation. So that's the Liguri. And what actually happens is when you get the bearish and bullish situations, these cells would be shaded red or shaded blue, depending on the representation of the settings down here. So that's pretty straightforward. Now we have column 3, which is basically called extreme move. And what this basically is trying to do is trying to find a breakout of the Keltner channels or the Bollinger Band. We go to, where are we? Here we have our Apple with our Keltner band on. And here we have breakout. So we get a breakout here or there. We start recording it. Same with that. And here and here. And that basically highlights the breakout. Obviously, a breakout of the Keltner channel can be an ideal for reversal, a further consolidation of sideways market, or can actually be a breakout. Or, as you know, down in Apple, it could actually lead to a collapse. So it just highlights the effects of the Keltner channel around there. Now, when if we get for example, if we get a dip here, and this MACD trend is up, as it is, the cheat sheet would show the letter. This is not particularly the stock, but it would show the letter here. A and B are for bullish, and if it's highlighted in yellow, it basically means it's within the trend of the long-term MACD. So just another tester just to filter out some of the more random selections. Okay, on the next, moving along, column 4. Column 4 is the RTT trend status. Now this is a standard price oscillator, but it also works as like a sigma check. For example, where price moves too far above its mean or too far below its mean, we get a change in color. So for example, here we have a change in color here, a change in color here, and a change in color there. So in the extreme up move of Apple, it went blue because it was an aggressive move. As you can see here, it went to dark blue. And once it entered dark blue and it was a very aggressive move, you can see it's in the last stages of its trend, because that's about a 3 sigma, I think it was. And here this is about a 2 sigma. As you can see, whenever you enter the blue zone, it's always very interesting. That's where it topped out then. Other interesting factors about the RTT's trend status is that +6 and -6 are thresholds. So anything between that, see how it goes grey, is basically a trend test. And for example, here we had a test of the lower trend here, and also 0 is a bit of a test. It's obviously +6, 0, or -6. Here we have a recovery, but a failure. Another recovery and failure. And as you can see down here, we've got a little purple mark down here. As that's where price started to go, it was pretty much extreme to the south, and started to move sideways on that. So that's actually quite a common indicator where we start getting purples or dark purples or blues or dark blues where the price trend's actually starting to run out. So that's a standard price oscillator. I'll indicate why that's important later. So on the cheat sheet, what we show here, where we would show, for example, that 6, that means it's a near plus 6. You might see a negative 6 or a plus 20 or a negative 6. So it just highlights the location of the trend status on the last reading, so you can get an idea where symbols are. And obviously down this column here where you got RTT trend value, that tells you the latest color of the RTT trend status. So here we've got minus 607, so we get a colored 6 here. But as you can see, none of the other prices are near either plus 6 or minus 6, so we don't get a reading over here. So that's just a quick highlight of those alerts. Now we start moving into the some more sort of like of confident alert systems. Here we have 5, which is the RTT Power OBV, and we don't need that one anymore. We need this one. Drag this chart over here. RTT Power OBV is a merger, a custom indicator of readtheticker.com. It's a merger of the standard on-balance volume with the RTT trend power. Now this is short has one moving average in it, which is the RTT trend power, but it's merged with the OBV, so it's really a complicated price volume oscillator. And because it's a because it's a price volume indicator, it's very good to actually match it with the RTT trend status, which is a pure price oscillator, and I'll talk about that later. But with the RTT trend power OBV, the important levels are minus 15, 0, and plus 15. So when one of those levels turns up in the trend status, the color will be highlighted, which stocks are near a 0, which stocks are near plus 15, and which stocks are near minus 15. For example, here, several times the minus 15 in Apple, quite over the last 4 years, minus 15 in Apple, and RTT trend power has been a steal to take positions and make good money out of it. It worked all very well up to this last one here. So here we have good buy zones when RTT trend power hit the minus 15, and obviously when it fails to break plus 15, it's a concern, but we'd like to see it hit the minus 15, rally up hard and smash through the positive 15. Like anything, we get a bit of a divergence here. We do. A divergence there because it's price and volume, and obviously the volume waned there, and the price kept on going up. For example, this is the long, horrible trend that Apple suffered. Here we had the initial breakdown, and I wasn't going to do any buying because it broke this minus 15. It had a recovery, but as it never got through the 0, and obviously I was watching the volume, and the volume just waned. It was then obviously confirmation that it kept on falling back down here. And as you can see, it actually going shorts in the minus 15 in a horrible trend like Apple had is where to add as well. And on the recovery, obviously we had another smash through here, the minus 15, but no follow through, no cigar, and even worse case, we had a situation where it failed to take out, failed twice to get through 0. Now, if you look, compare the price action of the price oscillator to the RTT trend power OBV. For example, we see here where the price oscillator actually broke 0, but RTT trend power failed to, which goes to show in this little swing up here, if you couldn't recognize the standard volume bars, this really was just a poor correction. And obviously, it's very good to if the price volume and the RTT trend power OBV are acting equally. That means volume is supporting the trend, and there's no inequality, you might say. For example, here price really rallies up here, but RTT trend power doesn't really go anywhere near the same sort of distance. So that's a very weak rally. So any buying, that's just short people taking a bit of profit, but as you can see, it was eventually sold down. Once again, here was the extreme zone for Apple. You can see that was a bit of a massive warning sign apart from all the other signals you could get. And here's another interesting thing here. This smashed to minus 15, but the price didn't fall as far. As you know, there's some big volume on the downside, but because it didn't really break minus 15, it still held up and been pretty bullish. And here we had the break of 0, As you can see there, the plus 15 wasn't broken until much later. So price was very aggressive on low volume. So here this is charging up here. Price was really jumping up at the bid, going up higher and higher. But the volume didn't really kick in until the later part of the rally. Volume didn't really kick into here. Sort of like it was like a leaking sort of rally, past least resistance, and exploded. The volume just took it higher here. So that's on the cheat sheet. That's RTT trend power. That's how you look at that. Now, moving along to the column 6, we've got a mixture of going on here. First, we've got the colour is the rainbow bands, which are basically, here's a rainbow band, green, red, and yellow. What you want to look for is buying in red working. Here, buying in red is working, and here, buying in red is not working. Where selling in green is working. And obviously, the higher it goes into the outer zones, it's getting a bit extended. So just the simple tool to look at are higher highs and higher lows. That's the colour of that. We also have these boxes and squares are up thrusts. There's an up thrust here, and spring tests. So we just get an idea what's going on. So for example, here we've got the coloured band, and on this little red owl is an up thrust. This fat red owl with a fat tail is an up thrust, which has been confirmed by the next day. That basically means it was an up thrust. That means you expect a downtrend. The next day was down. Right, now we've got, have to add on to this, we've got the plus 80 and minus 20, which happens to be the cycle. For example, if it's minus 10 or minus 20, you get a reading. So here's 20. So that basically means that the RTT cycle 4 is below 10, you get a minus 10. If it's below 20, you get a minus 20. And up here you get above 80 and above 90. So it lets you know the actual writings of the numbers tell you where the RTT cycle is on the chart. And the last box I've actually forgotten to add the indicator, so we'll have to go there quickly. It's called the RTT on balance volume. There we go. Best laid plans, they say. Yep. Put in, so we're going to put in 20, say. Right, so this is the RTT on balance volume. It's not the trend power, it's just the standard. It's our calculation of on balance volume. To make that a little bit easier, we're going to get rid of these other indicators. And we're going to get rid of the rainbow bands. We're going to add the standard price oscillator. Right, let's see what they show. Let's see, sorry about that. Right, now we're ready to talk. Okay, so here we have a 20 EMA on the price of Apple, and we have RTT on balance volume based on a 20 EMA. Now the idea, this one down here, the line draws giving a bias to volume with good closes. So it's basically expanding the negative and expanding the positive of price and volume action. So it's just if you got extreme price action, for example, a high close and good volume, that's accentuated, and if you got a low close and high volume, that's accentuated to the downside. So we get an idea of the true bias of what's going on. So for example, using the 20, for example, here we have price above the 20 EMA, but on the RTT OBV it fails to get up to. It basically shows this is a low volume rally. Obviously an ideal short. Same here. two situations there of very low volume running. Oh, here's another one. 3 very low volume pop-ups. I think that was just before earnings as well. Sure, we see where it goes, where they both go over. That's, you would say it's a 1-for-1 action, but wouldn't get too carried away until you get other indicators telling. For example, here's a situation where price actually broke below the 20 EMA, but did not here. But with follow through, so you could have had a position here, but the follow through lacked and went south. Oh yeah, here's a bullish situation where the price action was below the EMA on the price, but on the OBV it was above. Pretty much the same little balances here. Here was a 1-for-1 situation where price went below, and so did it down in the OTBV. Here's another bearish situation where price bounced up aggressively twice, but failed to break on the RTT OBV EMA. So what actually happens on the cheat sheet, we actually show blue and red. Now the blue would be a situation where I want one of those bullish situations I just showed you, and the red situation would be one of the bearish situations I just showed. So that gives you a rundown of price to volume comparisons, a few technical indicators, so you can do filtering, an eyeball scan on a selection of stocks that you might be watching. You might be watching 30 stocks and you want to keep a track of where springs and upthrusts are going on, how well price and volume is behaving, how far extended it is, like rubber band theory, is it too far extended north or south? So you can quickly eyeball a large, say 30, 40, 50 stocks, even more, to get an idea what's been technically pushed up or down. That's the cheat sheet of the RTT Swing Scanner. It's available to all members with RTT indicators at a minimum of $16 US a month, as with all the other charting functionality of drawing and saving charts. You get the Swing Scanner thrown in with the Alpha Scanner. It's also available to the RTT Plus members who are in for the report and no charting functionality. So please check it out, and thanks for watching.